Merry Christmas one and all. I hope you are having or have had a great day. So far my channel has mostly been focused on affordable watches, but as collectors we can't help lusting over watches that we don't own and may never own, but it's all part of the fun. I don't want to be someone who sets up shop in one camp or the other, because I think there is value to be found in any watch regardless of the price, and if you enjoy wearing it, that's all that really matters. Everyone else is doing it, so here are my choices for the coolest watch releases of 2022. Christopher Ward is a bit of a Marmite brand. One can't deny the company makes good quality, affordable watches, but their watch designs are a little bit derivative and unoriginal, with a few exceptions. At least that was the case until they released the C1 Bel Canto, which is a complete departure from their usual order of business. It is made of titanium and features a heavily modified Solita movement, which chimes once every hour. The original dial colour was blue followed by a green version, and they've just announced another 4 new dial colours: light blue, purple, black and pink. I think they've missed a trick by not releasing a silver or white dial variant, though I'm sure if these new variants sell well, there will be even more dial colours to come. The case design and movement are bold in of themselves, so I don't think you really need a bold dial colour. In any case, a watch like this would usually be the preserve of the high-end Swiss brands or small artisan watchmakers, and cost a lot more money. I love that Christopher Ward took a massive risk in releasing a watch like this. In a sea of Rolex clones and boring modern watch designs, the Bel Canto is a breath of fresh air. The only problem for me is the case size. At 41mm, it is in the sweet spot for most guys, but for me it's probably just a little bit too large, which is a huge shame. The Girard-Perregaux Laureato was first released in 1975. It came 3 short years after the AP Royal Oak and riffed on the classic sports watch design with an octagonal case shape and integrated bracelet. In 2016, the Laureato was reborn in its current iteration, positioned as a more affordable luxury sports watch. This year, Girard-Perregaux released a downsized version at 38mm, and it was a masterstroke, a case size in that sweet spot that suits almost any wrist, and they went a step further and paired the smaller case with a beautiful copper dial. What a perfect combination it is. The Laureato is definitely Royal Oak inspired, but in my opinion it takes the classic Royal Oak design and refines it and makes it more elegant. If you're a brash, larger than life character or social media influencer, then the Royal Oak is going to be your watch of choice. But for those of us who prefer to float a little bit under the radar, the Laureato is the more elegant choice. It feels like every watchmaker is producing a sporty watch with an integrated bracelet these days, but the Laureato is definitely one of the best ones on the market. There will be collectors that quibble about the $11,500 retail price, probably skint Royal Oak owners, but if you have the money, I think it's a great buy. The Vacheron-Constantin 222 is another 1970s era sports watch design, and it was revived this year. Vacheron-Constantin has found success with their overseas model, but the 222 is on another level of style in comparison. It has the classic 70s case design, but with a unique bezel, and the Maltese cross in the corner of the case is a cool little feature. The star of the show though is the stunning integrated bracelet, which sets it apart from the slew of other integrated bracelet sports watches. Sometimes a watch can feel like different elements were designed at different times, or by different people, or compromises were made, but here everything looks cohesive and well put together. And to top it all off, it comes in a magical case size of 37mm. It is made of solid gold and only available through boutiques though, so it is difficult to get and very expensive, the type of opulence reserved for the top 1%. Back in the 70s, the 37mm model was called the Jumbo, and there were subsequent 34mm and 24mm models. I can't wait to see what next year may have in store. Reissues of the smaller models perhaps? Stainless steel variants? Surely Vacheron-Constantin know they're onto a winner here. You can't mention the 222 without mentioning its less glamorous and wealthy cousin, the Tissot PRX, the only watch on this list I actually own myself. Yet another 70s sports watch design with an integrated bracelet. The Tissot PRX was a smash hit in 2021, and so Tissot has continued to exploit this by continually releasing new variants and dial colours. This year, Tissot released a PVD gold-plated PRX in both 35mm and 40mm. As you can see, I have the 35mm version and it's a stunner. The design is spot on, and releasing the watch in two different case sizes was a smart move that is sure to please collectors. The quality is exceptional for the money. It is quartz, but so was the original C-Star which this watch is based on. The naysayers and the watch snobs will turn their noses up, but for normal people, it is a great option. It will be interesting to see what Tissot does in 2023. Will we see a full lineup of 35mm models with the Powermatic 80 automatic movement? Will we see a mid-sized variant at 37 or 38mm? I think that might just break the internet if that happens. What about rose gold or two-tone gold and steel? Tissot has realised that it's onto a good thing, so I'm sure there will be much more to come from the PRX. So there we go then. I intended to pick 5 watches, but I honestly couldn't think of another one, and so it's just the 4 watches. However, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows this year. There are a few watches released this year that I just didn't get. First is the Tudor-Perregaux 39. I'm sure it's a magnificent watch, but to me it looks like pretty much every Rolex-esque dive watch I've ever seen. It just doesn't inspire me. Number 2 is the Moon Swatch. The Moon Swatch is a Speedmaster minus nearly everything that made it iconic and great. It's like giving someone a lobotomy and pretending they're still the same person. It's trash. And the last one is the Rolex Deep Sea Challenge. It is an amazing feat of engineering, but it is ugly and huge, and it has no real world purpose. No doubt it will take its rightful place in the safes of many Rolex connoisseurs. Well, that ended the video on a bit of a downer, but 2022 has been a pretty good year. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps. And I'll see you next time.